You're watching a production of Civic Center TV. Find our on-demand programming on civiccentertv.com and follow us at Civic Center TV on Twitter and Civic Center TV 15 on Facebook. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home. It's time for The Splash Live from Civic Center TV, featuring stories from and about people like you in the greater West Bloomfield area. Simulcast on cable, 89.3 Lakes FM, social media, and the web. Now live from Green Media Center on Walnut Lake Road, it's The Splash Live.
Live, local, social, it's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm your host, Tyler Keefe, and thank you for joining us here and everywhere. You can join us every single day. We're on cable, we're on TV, we're on the web, we're on the radio. Where else are we? We're everywhere at the same time. Comcast, Channel 15, and AT&T, Channel 99 for you cable TV subscribers, and thank you for subscribing, as those cable television subscriber fees do help our operation here at Civic Center TV stay alive. We're also thank you for joining us on our website each and every day on civiccentertv.com, live in high definition and on demand, plus other special programming, municipal meetings, and more. Join us also on the web on Facebook at Civic Center TV 15 and on YouTube at Civic Center TV each and every day. And of course, you can always tune in on the radio, our live 24-hour a day, 7-day-a-week simulcast of Civic Center TV programming is always with you on 89.3 Lakes FM. Going to be another cooler day in the greater West Bloomfield area. Some clouds, but also a little bit of sunshine on its way. Your high on this Thursday, 43, low of 31, mostly cloudy during most of the morning commute. Cloudy throughout your workday, but a little bit of sunshine peering in, partly cloudy as you make your way home from 4 p.m. onward on this Thursday evening. More of the same on Friday, high of 36, low of 27, mostly cloudy throughout the day, but partly sunny, and a clear evening makes way for a beautiful Saturday across our local area. High of 37, low of 26, and finally, the wait is over, clear and sunny days ahead in greater West Bloomfield. That's your weather report on this Thursday. We'll keep you updated on the rest of your weekend on tomorrow's edition of the program on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Making headlines across our community, we're just a little bit over a day away from Casino Night from the West Bloomfield Education Foundation, helping to support educational enrichment all across the West Bloomfield School District. Cristina Elsen from the West Bloomfield Educational Foundation will join us in just a little bit to preview that event and tell us how the Educational Foundation supports our kids and our educators each and every day. Some new starts and the end of an era in the Bloomfield Hills School District. We'll tell you about all of that on today's edition of the program. Plus, Gretchko gets mad about science. Some kids engaging in STEAM learning in the classroom courtesy of their PTO. We'll give you all the details on that. A brand new exhibit space has been renovated at the Zekelman Holocaust Center in Farmington Hills. Mark Mulder from their team will join us on today's program to preview that new set of exhibits and everything you can learn from the Zekelman Holocaust Center in their new exhibit. Taste of Keego 2.0 is underway across the city of Keego Arbor. We'll give you some insight on some of the deals and the meals available to you in the heart of the lakes on today's program. Then down the road a few miles at the Orchard Mall this weekend, a pet adoption event with Detroit Dog Rescue. We'll tell you about that, some of what you can learn, and of course how you can meet some of these dogs and puppies at that event over the weekend. Then next weekend, the Black Expo returns to the Orchard Mall. We'll give you all the details on that event courtesy of West Bloomfield Parks and the West Bloomfield Diversity Task Force. We continue our celebration here at Civic Center TV and really across the community of 50 years of service from the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society. Anna Smith from their team will join us to talk about all their upcoming events, volunteer opportunities, sponsorship, what they're doing out in the community to preserve and collect and tell the stories of our history each and every day. Plus, we'll give you some information on where you can find their full celebration event from last weekend where they commemorated their 50th year of service to our community. Plus, plenty more coming up all across our community, things you need to know, events that you should mark your calendars for, and people you need to be introduced to all across our 4 communities and nearby neighboring areas. We are live, local, social. It's The Splash Live coming up next on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live. Find local municipal meetings at our program schedule on civiccentertv.com. Find when your meetings air live or when they're replaying on our Civic Center TV live stream. Find it all at civiccentertv.com and click schedule at the top of the screen.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Take a break and tune in to the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Join Tyler Keefe as he goes through headlines and events, updating you on the day-to-day happenings in Oakland County. Catch us live weekdays 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Watch us on demand at civiccentertv.com. Or watch us on TV at Comcast Channel 15 or AT&T at Channel 99. Bringing you stories and memories from Orchard Lake, Civic Center TV, and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to the Splash, live.
Live, local, social, it's the Splash Live every single day throughout your work week on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm your host, Tyler Keefe, and encourage you to always keep up to date with our programming, both the Splash Live and everything else that we're broadcasting each and every day throughout our communities on our website on civiccentertv.com, including our program schedule, so you can find your favorite shows each and every day. In the West Bloomfield School District, a new focus on social emotional learning, aided by some new visual and play aids in the classroom, and that's certainly on display at Roosevelt Elementary School. We showed you some of these pictures earlier on this week on the program as they received some new social emotional tools to help kids that maybe are feeling a little bit stressed or feeling like they're in a bad headspace during the day. They can step aside, they can use some of these social emotional tools to take their mind off of the stress of their schoolwork or off of whatever social situations they may find themselves in that could have them in a state of a little bit of flux, and refocus their mind, recenter their minds during the classroom day so that they can have the best in-school experience. These tools were provided by a grant provided to Roosevelt Elementary School by the West Bloomfield Educational Foundation, whose fundraisers throughout the year help to provide these to not only Roosevelt kids, but schools and classrooms all across the West Bloomfield School District. Coming up on Friday night, they have their annual event, their biggest fundraiser of the year, Casino Night, happening at Glen Oaks Golf Club in Farmington Hills. And joining us on the program today to preview that event and tell us about all the things happening in the West Bloomfield Education Foundation is Cristina Elsen. Do we have Cristina with us? We do not at the moment? Okay, so we'll continue on then, and we'll get to Cristina in just a moment. In the meantime, over in the Bloomfield Hills School District, a new era is underway, and the end of an era also alongside of it, as the Bloomfield Hills School District had its kindergarten information night last night. We'll go to one of the pictures. That's not the picture we're looking for there, Calvin. If we can go to one of the other pictures from their kindergarten information night at Bloomfield Hills High School. We'll get to this in just a moment. Kindergarten information night on Wednesday evening, there we go, at Bloomfield Hills High School. Get ready to feel old, ladies and gentlemen. I certainly do myself feel old as I felt old as I read about this. The class of 2037 introduced at this event on Wednesday night. Kids and their parents came in, got introduced to the school district, got some information on everything they needed to know across Bloomfield Hills schools. And we're able to get oriented to the school district as they get ready for registration, which will open this month. We're, of course, now in the month of February. Tough to believe that. And that is when the open registration for kindergarten in the Bloomfield Hills School District begins. You can find more information right now on registration in the Bloomfield Hills School District to get your kids enrolled for next school year and into the class of 2037 if they're beginning kindergarten on bloomfield.org. Same goes for in our West Bloomfield School District at WBSD.org. They recently had their kindergarten information night. It was also an end of an era, Calvin. We can put that first picture back up now. The end of an era. This is from a Twitter post from Eastover principal Andy Geniak, who also was a former teacher at Lone Pine Elementary School. This, and you're seeing, is the new location of Lone Pine Elementary School, the former West Hills Middle School location. And in the center of the picture in white there is Mary Hillberry, who's been the principal of Lone Pine for 20 years, and yesterday celebrated her final day as the principal at Lone Pine as she gets ready to go into retirement. And I bring this up not only because it's 20 years of service. That's a long time to serve in any job and serve the community, especially in our schools, and a huge congratulations to Mary Hillberry. But a fun fact, she was my second principal at Lone Pine Elementary School. I was a fourth grade student at Lone Pine on her first day as the principal at Lone Pine, and so thought it would only be appropriate as she celebrates her final day at Lone Pine and retires after 20 years of service to the Bloomfield Hills School District, one of 6 school districts serving our local area, that we bid her a farewell, and really nice full circle moment as well. Congratulations to me, she was Miss McEwen at the time, but to Mrs. Hillberry after 20 years serving Lone Pine Elementary School. You can always keep up to date on the Bloomfield Hills School District on their Facebook page for more information, more pictures as well at BH Schools on Facebook. We'll take a break on the Splash Live. On the other side, we'll head back to the West Bloomfield School District and tell you how you can have some fun on Friday night with a special casino night event and support the kids and educators across our school district. The Splash Live. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live. Bringing you stories and memories from Orchard Lake, Civic Center TV, and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
Take a break and tune in to the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Join Tyler Keefe as he goes through headlines and events, updating you on the day-to-day happenings in Oakland County. Catch us live weekdays 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Watch us on demand at civiccentertv.com. Or watch us on TV at Comcast Channel 15 or AT&T at Channel 99. Missed one of our live broadcasts or one of your local municipal meetings? Check it out online at civiccentertv.com. Every meeting, show, and interview on demand. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to the Splash Live.
Live, local, social. It's the Splash Live every day of your work week on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm Tyler Keefe, and thank you for joining us, and encourage you also to keep up to date with us and all of our social media by joining us on our website at civiccentertv.com. One of the most fun nights of the year is on its way Friday evening at Glen Oaks Golf Club in Farmington Hills. It is the West Bloomfield Educational Foundation's annual casino night event, and joining us to talk about this event and many ways that the West Bloomfield Educational Foundation supports our kids and our teachers in the classroom each and every day is Cristina Elsen, the chairperson of the West Bloomfield Educational Foundation. Cristina, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, glad to have you, because this is a really fun night for people across the greater West Bloomfield area that come out to enjoy casino night, but it's also something that is more importantly a big benefit for the West Bloomfield Educational Foundation. As the chairperson of the Educational Foundation this year, and as a former school board member, you intimately know the relationship that this organization and the school district has. So give us an overview of what the Educational Foundation does and how it supports our kids and our teachers.
You know, it's always important to support our staff in the classroom to allow them to get out of the box learning tools that we sometimes might not receive as part of, the state curriculum providings. So for the last 10 years, we've been doing this casino night. It's been a fun event. Every year it gets more fun, better. But what we do is we raise money so that the teachers can write for grants. They follow a rubric, there's guidelines, and then they apply for things that, again, out of the box, something they want to help enhance student learning, engage them more, help them think outside of the box so that they can, maybe learn in a different manner. So it's a great evening because we do raise that money. And ultimately, the money goes back to the students while the parents have a one night of tons of fun with their friends and staff and everybody within the West Bloomfield, Kego, Sylvan Lake, and Orchard Lake community.
And we've been out there before, our team at Civic Center TV. Sometimes in the past we've been live, or we've at least reported on it as we're doing at this time on Casino Night. And again, it's Friday, February 2nd, going to be happening at Glen Oaks Golf Club in Farmington Hills. It begins at 7 o'clock, runs to 11 o'clock p.m., and you can find more information as we speak on WBEF.org for tickets and even more information on how you can support the West Bloomfield Educational Foundation. And Cristina, as someone that we know, you've also attended this event for a number of years. It's a lot of fun. It really does take your mind off of the fact that this is a major fundraiser for a really important local organization. So for those that are looking for something to do on Friday night, why is this the place to be?
This is the place to be because you're having fun with people in the community. You're raising money for the students of West Bloomfield. You're helping enhance their learning. It's only something that can benefit everybody within our community.
And as we go back to the way, you mentioned many of the ways that this helps our teachers with funding they may need for grants to bring in materials to the classroom that enhance learning. As someone that is the chairperson of this organization, that's working with the other board members, communicating with those in the school district to coordinate how these grant funds ultimately are getting into the classroom and helping our kids, just how big of an impact does this truly have on taking the learning in the classroom from its basic level, which is already really good in this West Bloomfield School District, but to the next level to help our kids really enhance their learning experience?
What I really feel it does is it just provides things that other districts don't provide, and it really helps our kids think outside of a box. I mean, the opportunity to learn is infinite for our kids. So if we can provide them those tools to think further, beyond, bigger, greater, we're just doing our kids in our community a huge service, as well as, our staff. I mean, it's allowing them to also teach outside of a box as far out as they want to creatively educate.
Yeah, more
So
information.
everybody really benefits from it.
More information on the West Bloomfield Educational Foundation, its grant programs, casino night, and so much more. Ways you can get involved are on WBEF.org. You can also follow them on Facebook for more information and other ways to get involved all throughout the year at West Bloomfield Ed Foundation, West Bloomfield ED Foundation for even more information. Joining us on the program is the chairperson of the West Bloomfield Education Foundation, Cristina Elsen, on today's program. Tickets are available as we speak for casino night on their website, $45 per ticket. And here's some of what they got going on there. Silent auction, raffle, casino games, bingo, appetizers, dancing, music, and so much more. So look, it's called a casino night, Cristina, but maybe those that don't enjoy gambling, they don't like card games, there's something for everybody still at this event on Friday.
Absolutely. And, you bring up a good point. It's all for the students. If you choose not to come to the event, but you still like to participate and donate, you can donate all year round on our website. That is not something where you have to attend the event and you donate and it's done. We're 365. We're always wanting to support students, so we're always allowing that opportunity to do so if you want to donate.
And not only is casino night, as you mentioned, because this is a year-round organization that is constantly in need of support and is constantly supporting our teachers in the classroom and therefore the students, there's so much more that the Educational Foundation gets involved in throughout the year. Beyond casino night, what are some other ways that if people are interested in getting involved, that they can get involved with the West Bloomfield Educational Foundation?
They can reach out to me. They can reach out to any of our board members. we love the volunteerism. We love people to get involved. It really is an amazing organization to work with the teachers, the staff, the students, and ultimately benefits our community.
More information can be found on West Bloomfield Educational Foundation's website, WBEF.org, including how you can get tickets to Friday evening's event. They're on sale all the way up to and to the moment that they begin the event online, WBEF.org. Tickets starting at $45. There are various levels also that provide more of a donation and more goodies also to you as you attend the event, and all that information can be found on WBEF.org. Cristina, as a former board member, as a parent in this school district, as someone that's now had the experience of being a leader in the West Bloomfield Educational Foundation, if people are curious about this organization and they're looking to donate to something that impacts the community, why is this the perfect place to put those funds?
You know what? We can never limit children's learning. And this is a great way to have them learn way beyond any classroom walls. This is a perfect way to get involved and to help out.
And it shows in the classroom. We've shown in the past several weeks, not even when we were talking about this event, but just in general, the West Bloomfield School District been posting so many different examples of these materials that are donated, that are applied for, that come from that grant programming being used in the classroom even earlier on. And Calvin, if we have these pictures, we can show a great example recently at Roosevelt Elementary School, where social emotional learning tools were now incorporated into the classroom. That's a great example of this, and it's not only enhancing the learning, but enhancing the quality of the environment in these classrooms too, and that is so critical to our kids today, Cristina.
You know, when we did the grants this year, we saw a considerable increase in social and emotional, and we've seen trends over the years. 5 years ago, it was a lot of STEM, tools. This year, we saw a lot of social emotional, and you know what? It's not a surprise. We came out of COVID. Everybody suffered from that to some extent. And I love that the teachers actually requested those types of tools for the classroom, for the students, for themselves. Teachers are educated to teach. They went to school to learn how to teach. They really weren't students of, social work or therapy. So these tools cannot come at a better time. And it was great to see that there was a little bit of a trend, because we see trends, over so many years, over the periods of years where sometimes there is a trend, and that was a big one. And that really makes us as a board very happy, because it clearly was a need for a lot of our staff and a lot of our kids in the classroom. Sometimes it's not just about the education, it's about the social emotional as well.
Yeah, and that all connects to one another in the classroom and in the results that our kids are getting from their learning each and every day. All the more reason to go out and attend
Absolutely.
West Bloomfield Educational Foundation's Casino Night Friday, beginning at 7 o'clock at Glen Oaks Golf Club in Farmington Hills. You can find more information and purchase tickets right now on WBEF.org. Cristina, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me, Tyler.
Appreciate it. WBEF.org. Again, tickets begin at $45. They're on sale right now. And of course, you can donate to the West Bloomfield Educational Foundation to support this grant funding all throughout the year. We'll take a break on the Splash Live. On the other side, plenty more stories from across the community. We'll head out into Keego Harbor, give you some information on some tasty meals and some sweet deals in the heart of the lakes for Taste of Keego 2.0. Then later on in the program, we'll get an inside look at some brand new exhibit space at the Zekelman Holocaust Center. The Splash Live. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live. Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Follow us on Twitter at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Ronnie started doing prescription pills at the age of 15, and by 19 he died. If your child is struggling with drug use, try not to be too proud to reach out for help. Don't be worried about what the neighbor will think or your family. Just get your child the help they need. Sometimes it's the hard road to take, but the hard road is nothing compared to living with the fact that your child is no longer with you.
There's hope and help at drugfree.org.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bringing you stories and memories from Sylvan Lake, Civic Center TV, and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to The Splash, live.
Live, local, social, it's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM every day. I'm Tyler Kieft, and thank you for joining us. You can also follow along and find us for even more information and updates on special events and special programming from our team at Civic Center TV and Lakes FM, on our Facebook page at Civic Center TV 15, as well as on YouTube at Civic Center TV, where we're broadcasting live each and every day with this program and more. It's a great week in the city of Keego Harbor. If you're looking to go out and have a tasty meal and get a great deal in the process, Taste of Keego 2.0 is underway, courtesy of Keego Harbor Parks and Recreation. Runs now through the end of the weekend, February 4th, the last day for these deals at many restaurants across the heart of the lakes. We talked to Gino's Pizzeria and Restaurant earlier on in the week. Others also have deals that are listed on their Facebook page at KH Parks, including Harbor Steakhouse. We talked to Gino's yesterday, one of the longest standing restaurants in Keego Harbor. Harbor Steakhouse right there along with it on Orchard Lake Road. Many different deals in their restaurant, including their Thai sesame shrimp appetizer for $8, jambalaya for $18, and their fish and chips $15, plus other deals available from Harbor Steakhouse, from Jet's Pizza, from Gino's, and others that are participating now and may even join in between now and the end of the weekend. You can also find more ways to get involved with Keego Harbor Parks and Recreation by visiting their Facebook page at KH Parks, and you can always find more information across the city of Keego Harbor on their website at keegoharbor.org. Just down the road from us a little ways at Gretschko Elementary School, they got mad about science earlier on this week. A special donation from their parent-teacher organization, or PTO, led to some extra science activity and fun in their classroom. Let's take a look at this. Some fun. It looks like they were making slime. I was trying to figure this out. I was looking at the picture online from the West Bloomfield School District, and I couldn't quite figure out, did they make slime? Is it steam? But regardless, these kids are having a lot of fun. Look at the smiling faces here, learning in this STEAM environment, some extra materials donated to their classroom, and getting to go and take an inside look at some of the concepts they're learning at Gretschko Elementary School during their science lessons. You can find even more of these pictures and other fun activities and games happening in the West Bloomfield School District each and every day. Follow them on their Facebook page at West Bloomfield Schools, and of course you can find more information from across the school district on their own special events coming up on WBSD.org. We're live, local, and social every single day here on The Splash Live. We'll take a short break, and then on the other side, a brand newly renovated exhibit space at the Zekelman Holocaust Center. Mark Mulder from their team gives us an inside look. It just reopened. It's in great shape, and he tells us a story about this long-awaited new exhibit space next on The Splash Live.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live. Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Follow us on Twitter at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depressing stuff. That's what white people think. You alright?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
1 in 4 Michigan homes has high levels of radon, a naturally occurring radioactive gas known to cause lung cancer. It doesn't matter where you live or what type of home you have. You won't even know it's there unless you test. So don't wait. Testing is cheap and easy. And if there's a problem, it's simple to fix. Visit michigan.gov/radon to learn more.
We took action. Will you?
This is Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. On cable and the radio. On the web too, and on social media. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home. And now, back to The Splash, live.
Live, local, social, it's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm your host, Tyler Kieft, and welcome you back to today's program. Just down the road from us in Farmington Hills is the Zekelman Holocaust Center, which for years has served as a memorial for those that were victims of one of the greatest atrocities in human history, and a place of celebration for survivors and their ability to continue with their life, tell their stories, and spread messages of kindness across our community and around the world. They recently underwent some massive renovations and improvements to their exhibit space and so much more. And joining us from the Holocaust Center is their Director of Curatorial Services, Mark Mulder. Mark, thank you for being with us today.
Happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, glad to have you on, as the Zekelman Holocaust Center had reopened its exhibit space after some extensive renovations, and they did it in a very timely point of the year, as we recognized recently Holocaust Remembrance Day. Right along that weekend, before we recognized that day specifically, is when this exhibit reopened. But first, tell us about this project, because it was a huge undertaking for the HC.
Absolutely. You know, we began work on this almost 5 years ago, where we engaged with exhibit designers from New York, Ralph Applebaum and Associates, in order to give us some ideas of what renovation could look like. And then over the last, say, 3 years, I've been focused almost exclusively on this project. We have basically tore the exhibit down to the studs. I kept a lot of the old installations that meant a lot to us institutionally that have been here since the beginning, since the 80s. But those are in storage now, and everything that you see when you go through the new exhibit is more or less brand new. We reused artifacts, we reused some of the photographs, but we really wanted to make sure that this was an updated exhibit, that it looked modern, that it followed kind of, new scholarship on how to talk about this topic.
And so as you were designing this new exhibit space, as you were considering how to change things at the Zekelman Holocaust Center in terms of the experience and even the learning opportunities, how did that all come together? What was the main focus in this new exhibit space?
I think, and you see it on the screen right now, the survivor stories is what really pushed us. We've known and we've noticed that, our survivors are less and less able to come in and speak to our visitors. And 20 years ago, when the old exhibit opened, if you came to the center, most likely you would have walked out either having a tour from someone who survived the Holocaust or seen a speech from them at the end of your tour. And that's just not as possible anymore. And so all Holocaust institutions are kind of reckoning with this change. How are we going to keep telling these stories in the future? And that's really something that we decided was going to be the centerpiece of our exhibit. We sacrificed places where we could tell very specific and didactic factual information, and instead said, I would rather focus on a personal story from someone who lived it.
And so with that being the case, and trying to preserve these stories of survivors of the Holocaust for years to come, knowing that many of them are getting up there in age and are nearing the end of their life, how does technology play into this new exhibit space and extending the lifetime of those stories from our survivors?
Sure. So, and there's lots of other options out there in the world. The way that we focused on it is, we have touch screens where you can watch short clips. We project their quotations onto the wall. We have other kind of collage videos that include survivor testimony, and we have, printed quotations throughout the museum. Other institutions are doing, interviewing, where you can interview holograms and things like that. We didn't go quite that far with ours, but there's lots of ways that people are exploring to see how we can best use that technology to keep those stories going in the future.
And ultimately, the goal of the Zekelman Holocaust Center remains the same as it did before this transformation of your exhibit space, but you're presenting that mission, you're presenting that story in a different way. And how do you believe that these renovations will help to enhance that experience and enhance the impact of seeing these stories, of hearing these stories, and learning more about the atrocities of the Holocaust?
Yeah, so one of the main, points of our mission is this word empower. And we really want to empower our visitors. And so I did a tremendous amount of research over the last, say, 10 years of my career on how to get our visitors and get visitors that come to an exhibit like this to really develop some compassion for what they see. And we use techniques very specifically, including connecting them with the people who lived those experiences, and also getting them to reflect on what they can do in their lives to make the world a better place. You know, we don't tell people what they need to do, but we give them the tools to understand that whatever their motivation is, they have the ability to make that positive change. And that's something that is really, really, I think, successful and has been working really well for us so far.
And it's going to help to reach even more people than beyond the 150,000 visitors in person and virtually to your exhibit tours that you tend to have year by year, to have something different to attract people in, something different, a different way to look at the history that's in your building and the stories that are going to continue to be told for years to come. In terms of the initial reaction to this new exhibit space, what's the community's reaction been like? It's only been open for a short period of time at the point that we're talking about this today.
Yeah, so we've only been open to the public recently, but we have allowed students to come in for a little while now, and the reaction has been, I couldn't have asked for a better reaction. They're saying the exact types of things I would like to see. You know, they're connecting with the survivor community, they are connecting with the stories that we're telling, and even more importantly, they're walking out with a sense that they are not helpless in their world, you know, that there's something that they can do positively to impact their world. And those are all huge wins for us.
We've seen some individuals on the screen that were at your celebratory event as you did your grand reopening of this exhibit, some of whom I would imagine have either had family that were survivors or were survivors themselves. As they saw this new exhibit space, this new approach to telling the stories of themselves, of their families, of those that were lost in this atrocity, how did they react to this new approach to your storytelling?
It's been a really meaningful, experience for me to see them react. You know, what you see in these photos are groups that we haven't really seen in that size since COVID, you know, in all honesty. And, you know, to have them back in the building and for them to see how we're telling their stories and have them react so positively has been really, really moving. And even more than that, one of the design aspects of this exhibit is that I made sure that, you know, I can tell different stories over time so that we're not just committed to the same, you know, say 60 Michigan Holocaust survivors that are currently in the exhibit. We have over 800 in our collection, and I can keep telling different stories throughout time.
Mark Mulder joins us, the Director of Curatorial Affairs at the Zekelman Holocaust Center, on today's edition of the Splash Live. You can get more information on the Holocaust Center as well as their brand new exhibit space at holocaustcenter.org. You can also find them on Facebook at Holocaust Center. Again, their website, holocaustcenter.org, for more information, including on special programs and events coming up at the Zekelman Holocaust Center, which is located on Orchard Lake Road in Farmington Hills, just down the road from us here in the greater West Bloomfield area. Mark, as people venture over to the Holocaust Center or consider going there, maybe they've learned a lot about the Holocaust over the years. Maybe they've been to other Holocaust centers, but you know, what do you hope is the reason that they come out to this? Or what would you say would be the biggest draw at this new exhibit space that would give them a reason to come out here and learn even more, take a different look at this piece of history?
I think that other Holocaust organizations, and we work really well with all the other Holocaust organizations that we know in this country and abroad. One thing that we do, we said, what can we do differently, or what can we do better than anyone else? And the reality is that we can tell the stories of our Michigan community members. And so that's what I think more than anything else they should expect to see. I mean, we have artifacts, we have art, we have, really incredible design that people that are interested in those things would take a lot away from. But, it's that focus on the Michigan connection. And it's not just survivors. We have artifacts from Michigan witnesses to war crimes trials. And people received, communications from their family from the Warsaw Ghetto here in Metro Detroit. So it's really, it's about making it relevant to the visitors that come here rather than just telling a broad story. It's really about making it specific to people from this area.
Mark Mulder is with us. He is the Director of Curatorial Affairs at the Zekelman Holocaust Center. The brand new exhibit space is open after it being years in the making and began those renovations officially to prepare for this time back in May of 2023. Mark, before we let you go, anything else that we should know about the Zekelman Holocaust Center beyond this new exhibit or upcoming programs and events people should keep their eyes out for?
I just want everybody, encourage everybody to engage with our social media. We're on Instagram. We are on Facebook, and to, of course, as you mentioned, visit our website, www.holocaustcenter.org, to stay in touch and keep up with us.
Well, Mark, we appreciate you for joining us, and congratulations on this massive step forward for the Zekelman Holocaust Center. As you said, it was a big undertaking and years in the making, and you finally have reached that finish line with some very important and very helpful new approaches to this. So congratulations, and thank you for taking the time to be with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. You can find more information, keep up to date with them on holocaustcenter.org. They're also on Facebook at Holocaust Center. We're live, local, and social. The show continues. The Splash Live will be back after this short break on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live. Bringing you stories and memories from Kego Harbor, Civic Center TV, and 89.3 Lakes FM. Take a break and tune in to The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Join Tyler Keefe as he goes through headlines and events, updating you on the day-to-day happenings in Oakland County. Catch us live weekdays 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Watch us on demand at civiccentertv.com. Or watch us on TV at Comcast Channel 15 or AT&T at Channel 99.
When you have a gambling problem, you have a money problem. Don't let your gambling cause you financial hardship. If you or someone you love is struggling with gambling, we can help. Get free confidential counseling and win your life back. Learn more at michigan.gov/problemgambling.
Missed one of our live broadcasts or one of your local municipal meetings? Check it out online at civiccentertv.com. Every meeting, show, and interview on demand. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to The Splash, live.
Live, local, social, it's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm your host, Tyler Keefe, and thank you for joining us. Some really fun stuff happening over at the Orchard Mall over the next couple of weekends. Mark your calendars, block out some time, and get yourself ready to head over to the mall at the corner of Orchard Lake and Maple Road in West Bloomfield. Over the weekend, pet lovers rejoice. Detroit Dog Rescue will be at the Orchard Mall on Saturday, February 3rd, from 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. for a special dog adoption event. You'll get information on adopting dogs, adopting puppies. You can also get some Detroit Dog Rescue gear for sale, which also helps to support this local organization that is helping give pets their forever homes all throughout the local area across metropolitan Detroit. In addition, donations are always accepted at the event as well, so you just want to come by and see some dogs, some puppies, and get some pets and some cuddles during the day. A great way to spend what's going to be a beautiful Saturday in the greater West Bloomfield area. In addition, if you're looking to maybe bring some dogs or puppies into your home temporarily, you're looking for more of a fostering situation than an adoption situation, those options are also available for discussion at this event with our friends over at Detroit Dog Rescue. You can find more information on this upcoming adoption event on DetroitDogRescue.com and find even more information on that and other events coming up at the Orchard Mall. Facebook at Orchard Mall. 1 week later, it'll be time for the 2024 Black Expo from the West Bloomfield Diversity Task Force, also at the Orchard Mall. That's happening Saturday, February 10th from 1 p.m. until 4 p.m. at the Orchard Mall on the corner of Orchard Lake Road and Maple in West Bloomfield. It is free to attend, family-friendly with over 50 vendors, not only businesses and shopping opportunities, but live music and dancing and other events that will be happening, all supporting locally owned businesses and, of course, promoting diversity in the greater West Bloomfield community. You can find more information on this event and other aspects of the West Bloomfield Diversity Task Force on West Bloomfield Parks' website at wbparks.org. The West Bloomfield Diversity Task Force is a partnership between West Bloomfield Township, the West Bloomfield Parks, West Bloomfield Library, and community volunteers, all of whom go into planning events like this each and every year here in Greater West Bloomfield. In addition, I'd encourage you to take a look at our recent interview with Sherry Ann Winter from the West Bloomfield Diversity Task Force. Goes into even more detail about some special things happening at this year's event. Again, that is a week from Saturday, February 10th, from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. at the Orchard Mall in West Bloomfield. We're live, local, and social every day here on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Plenty more to discuss across our 4 communities next on the Splash Live.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live. Bringing you stories and memories from Orchard Lake, Civic Center TV, and 89.3 Lakes FM.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is, fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
Take a break and tune in to the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Join Tyler Keefe as he goes through headlines and events, updating you on the day-to-day happenings in Oakland County. Catch us live weekdays 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Watch us on demand at civiccentertv.com. Or watch us on TV at Comcast Channel 15 or AT&T at Channel 99.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depression stuff. That's what white people think. You alright?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
Find local municipal meetings at our program schedule on civiccentertv.com. Find when your meetings air live or when they're replaying on our Civic Center TV live stream. Find it all at civiccentertv.com and click schedule at the top of the screen. And now, back to the Splash Live.
Live, local, social, it's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm your host, Tyler Keefe. Thank you for joining us and encouraging you always to keep up to date with our programs. Find us live and on demand on civiccentertv.com. We continue our celebration of 50 years of service from the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society, who, along with partners like us in the community, have been working so hard over the years to preserve our local history and to tell stories of today for generations of tomorrow. They continue that mission as they go into their 50th year and continue the celebration all throughout our community. Joining us to talk about the many ways you can get involved with the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society is one of the newest members of the team over there, their museum and communications assistant, Anna Smith, with us on the Splash Live. Anna, thank you for being with us today.
Good morning, Tyler.
Yeah, glad to have you on to talk about the 50th anniversary. We had, of course, a celebration last weekend at the Orchard Lake Schools campus, and it was a great time to get everybody together that's involved with the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society, and a way to get people to come together and learn more about where the Historical Society has been and where it's going. So for those that are involved like you and like Gina, how was that experience to get everybody together in that one room and kind of see where we're at and where we're going to go in the future?
Well, it was really fantastic. You know, it was my first time doing an annual meeting. What great timing that I come in just in time for our 50th anniversary, but it's fantastic. You know, all of our members and our board members and everyone involved with the society is really passionate about local history, and they're passionate about the stories they have to tell and the memories they have, and how we can connect that with, say, our artifacts, and how we can use their stories to sort of engage other members of the community. So it's really great to see just the passion that people have for this.
You can find more information on other ways that you can get involved with the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society on gwbhs.org. The Historical Society does a lot in our community. It's not just, of course, being a curator of artifacts of our local communities and their history, but also as a storytelling organization. Just what does the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society do on a day-to-day basis to preserve our local history and to make sure that we're also collecting history from today?
Yeah, absolutely. So we always have our website, as you said, gwbhs.org. We have a lot of our collections available digitally through our website, so people can sort of use that as a research tool. On top of that, we have ongoing projects like our Collecting Memories project, you know, started in 2020 as a way to sort of document and preserve history of living through the pandemic, a really significant event. And over time, that project has sort of evolved. We kind of do themes for each month now. So we're in February, starting today. The theme for our Collecting Memories project will be Valentine's Day. But we also encourage residents to submit any stories they have related to their time in our 4 communities, whether or not it fits our prompt of the month. So, you know, you can submit your stories if you have photographs, documents, you know, Word documents, and you can submit those to us. We post about Collecting Memories on our social media, but you can also access that through our website as well.
Yeah, that information available, as Anna said, on their social media. A great way to get those announcements and find all that you need to submit your memories to the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society can be found on their Facebook page at GWBHS. That's also linked on their website at gwbhs.org. Anna Smith, Museum and Communications Assistant with the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society, joins us on today's edition of the Splash Live. In addition to collecting artifacts of history, these Collecting Memories efforts are really important for collecting stories of today. And that's something that often gets lost when we think about our local historical societies or even our regional historical societies, is that right now we're making history. It may not feel like it, and that makes it all the more important that something like Collecting Memories or other artifacts of people's lives from today do end up with an organization like yours. Just how much of an importance is it for us to put together these elements of today so that the Historical Society can tell those stories?
Well, that's a great question. Like you said, I mean, you know, we're constantly making history. Things like the pandemic, for example, are extremely significant events in our history. And it's important to document what's happening, not only with the older generations per se, but also with the younger generations and how they're sort of viewing their world and how, you know, they're shaping history as well. So it's really important to have their stories so we can continue in the future to offer a look into how life is around here in our communities.
And Anna is at the Orchard Lake Museum. That's at the corner of Orchard Lake Road and Long Lake in our local community. And they have open houses all throughout the year, events there all throughout the year to show you some of this local history they've collected over time. And it's also a great place to go and visit if you're looking to provide some of your local history to them in the future as well. All that information on gwbhs.org. And Anna, tell us about these open houses. On the screen right now on CivicCenterTV.com, we're seeing an advertisement for an upcoming open house at the Orchard Lake Museum. What are these all about, and what can people experience when they do come to one of these several days throughout the month?
Sure. Yeah. The Orchard Lake Museum is open the 1st, 2nd, 4th, and 5th Sundays of every month, as well as the 3rd Friday, unless GWBHS has a program elsewhere, or if it's a holiday. So our 2nd Sunday of the month is generally a themed open house. So the picture that we saw on the screen is for a recreation open house that we'll be having at the museum on Sunday, February 11th. Yep. So that is sort of a way for people to come in and not only see the permanent exhibits that we have in the museum, which are, amazing in and of themselves, but also to kind of learn about a specific topic. And oftentimes we'll have a presenter come in and they will sort of offer their expertise on the subject.
More information can be found on this and other upcoming open houses and other special events on GWBHS.org. And as this open house coming up is going to be kind of centered around Apple Island and ice fishing and the connection to Orchard Lake and other nearby lakes for our Native American community. Want to also give you a reminder, we've partnered with the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society over the years for a number of different programs that you can find on demand and broadcasting each and every day on Civic Center TV, including their 50th anniversary celebration, their meeting, and their dedication for many of their board members receiving recognition. That is available now on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Find it on demand on CivicCenterTV.com. Anna, before we let you go, I want to give you an opportunity to give the people some information on how they can get involved with the Historical Society, both as a sponsor and as a volunteer, both really important roles for this organization.
Yes, absolutely. We really could not offer the programs that we do without volunteers and sponsors. They are the backbone of the society. So in terms of sponsorship, we offer many, many different ways to sponsor our programs, our newsletters, our weekly email blasts that we send out. So there are many ways to get involved. And if you are interested, I encourage you to reach out to me, Anna at gwbh.org. You can gwbhs.org, and you can email me or you can call the Orchard Lake Museum. And in addition to that, we are always looking for dedicated volunteers to help us out. We have so many different ways you can get involved there as well. We have our Apple Island tours coming back in 2024. That will be a huge event, and we're really excited about it. We'll need tons of volunteers for that, and there are many different jobs you can take on there. In addition to that, we have a new grant coming up for 2024, which will allow us to take more objects from what we call our school history collection, and we'll be able to digitize those, and we make them available through our website as well for the public to view these different files and photos related to local school history in the area. And on top of that, there's also you could be a docent for our open houses, so you can sort of set up the museum whenever we have an open house and greet guests and kind of talk with them while they walk through the museum and view our different exhibits. So there are really many ways to get involved. And yeah, like I said, if you're interested, please reach out to me, email me, or call the museum, and we would love to find something for you to do for us.
As you see on the screen, Anna's email, Anna at gwbhs.org. You can visit their website, gwbhs.org, for more information on programs all throughout the year and volunteer opportunities and other ways that you can get involved. Anna, thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me, Tyler.
Appreciate it. Others in our community that have a lot of stories to tell and have some connection to our history as well are our veterans. And so there's a big event coming up for local veterans across the lakes area in the city of Sylvan Lake. Their Veterans Coffee event, expanding outward a little bit further and moving from the community center to the grill in Sylvan Lake, coming up on Monday, February 12th at 10 a.m. Coffee will be free on the house, and it is good coffee. coffee over there at the grill in Sylvan Lake. However, you will have to pay for some scratch-cooked breakfast, but they're really tasty, and it'll be a fun day to get together with some veterans, hear some of their stories, and join together in camaraderie as we celebrate our veterans community. It's open to veterans not only in Sylvan Lake, but throughout the Lakes area. You can find more information on these events by visiting sylvanlake.org all throughout the year. Also, opportunities for you to learn in nature with our friends at West Bloomfield Parks. Their outdoor natural play area and nature room open hours have been announced for February, March, and beyond. All can be found on wbparks.org. This month, they have just one open hours date. That's going to be on Sunday, February 25th from 10 a.m. to noon, but two in the month of March, both March 7th and March 19th from 1 to 3 p.m. All of these dates and more programs available on wbparks.org. We are live, local, social, each and every day here on The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Plenty more stories and information coming up. Stay with us. The Splash Live will continue very soon.